Hello, listeners, and welcome to Spooky Time with Mike and Mindy.
Hello. Today in this episode, we're going to talk about The Invisible Man, the Universal Monsters classic movie, as part of more of our Halloween Horror Nights prep.
Now, this movie was released 1933.
Yes.
And while it's not mentioned that it's going to be in the house for Halloween Horror Nights this year, it might be.
Right. Well, there's the part at the end of the description for the announcement saying, and more. So while I don't know if they're going to dedicate a room to the Invisible Man, I feel like there will at least be a nod to the Invisible Man.
There could be. And, just to be this way about it, even if they don't have room dedicated to him, they could always say he was in there.
Because he's invisible.
Because you can't see him.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. So this is based off of the H.G. Wells novel. Do you have any experience with this movie or the story?
Honestly, a little embarrassed, but the only thing I really know other than it exists is the line from the opening song to Rocky Horror Picture Show, the science fiction double feature that Claude Rains was the Invisible Man.
Oh,
so Claude Rains,
yeah.
the actor, plays the Invisible Man.
Yeah, I mean, that's correct.
I really hate to say that's my extent of knowledge on this, but that's it.
That's really my extent as well. When I think of the Invisible Man, I think of that horrifying Kevin Bacon movie called The Hollow Man. I just remember that being super cringeworthy. Apparently, all the movies that I think of are cringy. So,
there you go.
But they stick with you, right? So Kevin Bacon made an impression on me in The Hollow Man, and it was
apparently
disgusting.
A couple other people in the movie too.
Oh God.
Okay, anyway.
Yeah, so I also wanted to point out that when I was looking for the description of this movie, I saw that they are remaking The Invisible Man, and it's set to release in 2020.
Ooh.
Because Universal is remaking their classic monster movies and bringing those out. So I think they started with The Mummy, and it looks like The Invisible Man might be the next one, because I don't think there's one coming out this year.
Okay. So, since you said that, one thing that sometimes Universal does for Halloween Horror Nights is if there's a new movie coming out soon or in pretty recently, they'll put aspects, hints, clues, pieces of it into the house.
Yeah.
My for instance, is when they had the Blumhouse house. So Blumhouse is the production studio for Insidious.
The first or the second one?
The first one, because
okay.
they had Insidious 1, 2, and 3.
No, 4.
4. 1, 2, 3, and then they had a scene from the fourth one that hadn't come out just yet.
With the jail cells. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So anyway, that's the for instance. Sorry, I was getting flashbacks, friends. So they might hint or clue to the 2020 movie rather than...
Yeah, that's a good point. They might have something from the 2020. I didn't think about that. That's a good point.
So we'll have to keep an eye out.
Yeah. So do you want to read the description or should I?
Oh, sure, I can read it.
Okay.
So while researching a new drug, Dr. Jack Griffin, Claude Rains, stumbles upon a potion that can make him invisible. When he reveals his new ability to his old mentor, Henry Travers, and his fiancée, Gloria Stewart, it's clear that his side effect of the potion is insanity. Jack goes on a violent rampage, and the police struggle to hunt him down, unable to see their target, while his mentor and his former partner, William Harrigan, desperately try to devise a plan to capture him. The names in this are the actors, not the characters, FYI.
Right.
And also, too, we did watch the trailer.
Yeah.
And the trailer makes me think that this is, I don't know, a night and day difference between the Wolfman, 1941, and this one, 1933.
Yeah.
This one seems messed up, at least by the trailer. So much more violence and, blood?
I don't know if I saw blood, but I could picture it in my head if it wasn't there.
There was.
There
maybe,
was.
Yeah, well, we'll see. But this one seems a bit more intense.
It does.
Shall we say, than
really
the Wolfman
scary,
was, which came out after, so...
Yeah, this seems pretty horrifying. And very intense. From the trailer, I just kind of was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
It was a lot. But I'm excited to watch it. I mean, neither of us have seen it, so I think it'll be fun to watch.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
All right. So we're gonna go watch it, and we'll come back and spoilers in the second half. So
that's
yeah.
right. All right. Hello, listeners, and welcome back.
Hi guys.
Hey. So, we just watched The Invisible Man.
Yeah, we did.
Thoughts on that one, Mindy?
Well, so we didn't mention it was only an hour and 12 minutes.
That's true.
So I just wanted to throw that in there really quick. The entire time, I just was thinking about how naked this guy is running around. He was naked running through a crowd, naked riding a bike, naked, like, everywhere. And I'm just like...
Yeah, and then, I mean, I won't quote you verbatim, but when they finally catch him and they shoot him, and he's just kind of like, well,
he's feeling around.
His visible body's on the ground, and the police officer's trying to, like, find him.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, I wonder where. Yep. So,
yeah.
Anyway. Yeah.
There was no blood. I was right. Mike mistook some ink for...
misunderstood. I saw a splatter on a face in the preview, or the trailer, which ended up being ink being thrown on the face, not blood.
Yeah, I didn't think that
Since
a movie
black
from the
and white,
30s would have had blood. But I don't know. Maybe there are movies in the 30s that had blood. I don't know if that was the thing.
Maybe not.
I thought it was fine. Dude went crazy, which, I mean, they said he would with the type of drug that was within the potion that he made.
Yeah.
So none of it really seemed super flawed. I mean, I had questions in general, just like, why would your hair not be invisible and things like that. But, you know, that doesn't really matter to go with the movie flow.
Yeah,
you know?
I agree, especially too because it's it's an H.G. Wells novel, so you're talking like a 19th century story that's
exactly.
Yeah,
so I mean, there are just general questions of how scientifically it works, but I mean, it's not like they're making a bunch of invisible people. Well, I mean, maybe they are, but for the general populace knowledge, they're not making a bunch of invisible people, so there's no scientific backup of whether or not your hair would be invisible or not.
True.
So, what did you think?
I thought, man, some of that acting was just really, really good. It was it was based in well, I'm trying to remember at the time if it would have been Great Britain or the United Kingdom at that point, but so 1930s England, shall we say, right? And it was yeah, I mean, it was a movie. I don't know. I think they tried to go about the science aspect of it, which made sense. I followed the logic that it laid out.
Yes.
It didn't go back on the logic that it laid out.
Yeah.
I think probably the biggest thing about this movie was the special effects and how they did this in 1933.
Oh, yeah. So I looked up on filmsite.org. They actually have a list of greatest visual and special effects milestones in film, and The Invisible Man is on it. So I'm just going to read what they said. This film showcased early attempts at visual special effects by double exposing and overlaying elements together using both live physical effects and traveling matte photography. In the film's final scene, the Invisible Man, Jack Griffin, died, and as he expired, his face was slowly revealed and became visible by stages. First the skull, then flesh, and then his full face. It was a startling effect for audiences. Other special effects included dancing clothes, a bicycle without a rider, footprints appearing in the snow.
Yeah. Well, and I'll say this too, as far as those special effects go, they were done really well.
Yeah, for the 30s, I'm not a huge film nerd or buff or anything like that, but I'm just really impressed that in the early 30s, this was the type of technology that they were already able to utilize in film.
I mean, I kind of feel like it held up
pretty
a bit
well
nowadays too.
I wouldn't be able to do it.
I couldn't see any of the strings if there were any.
Right. And we were watching Blu-ray quality, so if there was an obvious string or something like that, we probably would have been able to see it.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't... Yeah, I know. I thought all of it was done really well. I mean, some of it, had a bit of a blur around it, but that's, when you're doing double exposure on film and whatnot, that's to be expected, I'd imagine. So
Yeah.
I thought that was the most impressive part, honestly.
I actually also really liked, so this guy went crazy and was murdering a bunch of people, and he created this huge train crash and also
Oh my
tied
God,
up this
that's
guy
right.
and threw him in a car and crashed his
That-
car.
yeah.
And I loved the effects all over, and the train, obviously neither of them looked realistic, but I thought they were fun and good.
Yeah. So thank you for bringing up the train again, because they finally catch this guy, and he's dying in the hospital, and they're like, oh well, there's not much time left. He kept saying this woman's name. Oh, let's try.
Oh my God! Yes.
Let's try and find her. And
The sort of love story that happened.
No, I'm not going there yet.
Oh,
but
okay.
They're like, oh yeah, let's try and find her so you can die with some peace. And I'm just like, dude murdered hundreds of people.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, he's on his deathbed. Maybe we should find, the love of his life. And I'm like, no, he's a murderer.
Yeah, also
No.
the love of his life should be like, dude, you're a murderer.
You're
You
a
went
murderer.
nuts.
My goodness. I mean, like, if this had just been one thing where he kind of just went off the rails and, like, shouted
but
at...
I'm bummed because the train.
shouted at people, yeah, and like was just a jerk. That's one thing.
Sure.
But he actually like murdered people, and he knew what he was doing. It wasn't accidental.
Oh yeah, he
And
kept saying, "I'm gonna murder people. I'm gonna
murder
kill
you.
you.
I'm gonna murder you. I'm gonna murder you." Like kept talking about it, so he was totally comfortable with the fact that he was a murderer.
I'm gonna put my hands around a woman's neck and like things like that." He was nuts.
It was intense. So that's what I'm thinking. Like, why are the
Yeah, why are they being so chill
whatever?
about this
Why are they
murder?
like, oh well, we should give him a good send off. I'm like,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
So you were saying the love story, Mindy?
Yeah, the lady just still was in love with him, even though he just like up and disappeared and went insane. I mean, whatever.
Killed a lot of people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't help who you love, I guess, but like you can be like, dude, you're kind of messed up.
Yeah.
And like at least recognize that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't know, I liked all the cops. They were like goofy, like old school movie kind of cops, and I liked the
Bumbling
music
and not getting it
yeah.
right, and
Yeah,
man.
I enjoyed the movie overall. I don't know if this really was going to show up in the Halloween Horror Nights house. I don't know how it can exactly, other than maybe some dancing clothes somewhere or something.
Oh, maybe.
Or if someone is like they're getting attacked, but nothing's
But
there.
you can't see it. Yeah, could be.
I just, there wasn't really a prominent...
Like an iconic moment or a thing that you could really say, that's from this.
Yeah.
Maybe the lion's head sign.
Maybe.
They spend a good portion of the movie at that tavern.
As long as that woman from the tavern is not in there, because she is
1930s women.
shrill.
They'd just be paid to scream.
Yeah.
That's all they do.
Yeah.
How well can you scream? That's all we're paying you for.
I mean, if anything, it was very realistic, but I was just like, oof, that track was very loud compared to like the rest of the movie, and it was just a lot.
Oh, that's fine.
But yeah, I mean, I hope that we do see like some bandages or something somewhere, going through the unmasking tour or something. They're like, hey, did you guys notice these bandages? That's a nod to the Invisible Man.
Yeah.
And then like reference, like you said, well, he's always in the house because he's invisible. But I can't really see them dedicating a whole space to this movie. Well, I mean, it'll be really awesome because I can't think of it, but the creative team is really good.
Yeah.
So
we'll find out what they're able to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. I guess
We just keep it short.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
it for this episode. We don't really
have
have
much
anything
else to say. I mean, I guess I'll just say that it wasn't a bad movie.
No.
I didn't not like it.
No.
How about that?
Yeah,
I'm not itching to watch it again, but I'm not mad that I watched it.
Well, this is so compared to The Wolfman, this is one I would pop in just to watch a classic Universal horror movie compared to The Wolfman, because The Wolfman made me so cringe.
Made you feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
That's understandable.
Because of that relationship.
there was a little...
There was a little bit of that in this, but not nearly as bad.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, so, all right, that's it, guys. We'll review another one coming up at some point, so watch out for that if you're interested in the classic Universal monsters.
All right.
All right.
We'll see you later.
I don't get it.
He's invisible.
Oh, okay. See you later, guys.
I guess we're invisible to our listeners, right?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Bye, guys.
Bye.